this is where you lose your first mark. The first method mark is where you multiply by LCM and get rid of the fraction. Okay, and then this one, if you go and expand it out fully, you should end up with a x squared minus 9. So, 33, 54. So if you shift everything to one side, this is what you should get. Ayo, I don't have the solution. What is it? 14 is it? No. 17, 21. Is it? Okay. So once you hit here, you get your second mark. Okay, the third mark, before you get the answer, I need to see the method. So I need to see your quadratic formula. You cannot straight away give me the answer. If not, I cannot give you the mark. So I need to see this before you give me the two answers. What are the two answers? What is it? 2 point and 6.4. Okay? So this is where your answer mark is awarded, but must have this. If not, I cannot give you answer mark. So this one you need to be careful. Okay, next one. Completing the square. A lot of you, I think at least 5 of you, 9 divided by 2 gives you 3. I don't know how. So you should divide by 2. So it's minus 4.5. It's not 3. So you divide by 2 wrongly. I don't know how. I think you took a square root. So this 3 gives you this. And then at the back, you end up with what? What's the number here? Those of you who got it right. 16.25. Okay? So your answer should be written here. So 1 mark for being able to add in the 0 pair correctly. 1 mark for the final answer. So the ones who got it wrong is because you got this one wrong. You wrote 3. Or some of you forgot that it's negative. It should follow the sign here. You put a plus 4.5. So don't lose marks here. The first few pages is where your marks should be secured. Okay, next is the sketching. Sketching is another thing. Okay, first thing, you look at the shape. The shape is a maximum curve. Second thing is the turning point. You read the turning point. From making this 0, so must be 3. The y is 7. So your turning point must turn at 3, 7. Okay? And then next thing is you need to go and find your x-intercept, which you sub y as 0. So some of you have issues with finding the answer here. So bring the whole negative bracket over and make it positive. Then take a square root. So final answer, there's 2, 1 positive, 1 negative. Okay, and then finally, I think one somewhere here, then the other one somewhere here, is it? Okay, then finally your y-intercept, you will sub x as 0. So put it into the equation. You will get minus 2. So it should, oh, I think I got it. This one is still positive, is it? Minus 2 maybe somewhere here. So your 2x intercept. So go and draw it such that it will pass through at the right point. Okay, remember it's a sketch. So when you draw, make sure it is proportional and it passes through the right place. But if it doesn't, you can always erase and shift them. Just make sure it's proportional will do. Okay, but if you read the question carefully, they say indicate clearly the coordinates of the point where it crosses the y-axis and the turning point. So I need to see 3, 7 here and 0, minus 2. If I don't see these 2, I minus 1. Okay, if not, it will be this for 3 marks. 1 mark for the shape, 1 mark for all the correct points, 1 mark for the 2 coordinates. Okay, so make sure you get them right. If you want to be specific, you can tell me what the 2 values are. This is 0.35. This is 5.65. Okay, but if you never indicate, the question never say, you must say where it crosses the x-axis. So I won't penalize if you never write. Okay, so refer to the question. Okay, this is where you all lose marks. Explain why this equation does not have solution for some values of k. So you can tell me that this k is a maximum curve with maximum value seven, right? So the highest point of the graph is at 7. So for y equals to k, where k is greater than 7, the line will not intersect the curve. Okay. Therefore, no solutions. Okay, so be specific in your explanation. It is a maximum curve, and then the highest value is at 7. So if you draw a horizontal line, anything above 7, it will not intersect at all. So you all are A math students. This question shouldn't, you shouldn't lose marks at this question. Okay, because you should know how to explain. You can use A math stuff, yes. Okay, you see this one is a maximum curve. My highest value is at 7. So y equals to k, it's a horizontal line. So any horizontal line that is above 7 will not cut the curve at all. So if I have any horizontal line where it is greater than 7, the line won't cut. So no intersection, no solution. How I know the line is? Oh no, I mentioned that if it's greater than 7, it will not cut. Because they say for some values. So I'm telling them it's 7 and above. Yeah. Oh no, above 7. Don't include 7. Okay, this one. If you don't want to use formula at all, from the line of symmetry, these two should be equal distance away. Right? So if this is 4 units, this should be 4 units as well. So it tells me that this x-intercept must be 5. So that means 1 must be x equals to minus 3, 1 must be x equals to 5. If I work backwards, one of the factor is x plus 3, one of the factor is x minus 5. So my equation is this. If you don't write the y equals 2, it becomes expression. It's not equation. So you have to write this whole thing. Okay, so this question is not as tough as you think it is. Okay, so this one quite direct. If you want to solve by intercept, you can let this be x. So x plus minus 3 divided by 2 must give me 1. Then you solve. Also okay. Okay, this one also fine. You see what you want to do. Line of symmetry. Okay, next one. 11:05, so 11:40 is the end of my lesson. Okay, next one. Inequality. Okay, remember I told you, for inequality, the numerator must stay where they are. So thankfully, I mark all your work. I don't see anybody swapping the position. So the 7 plus 19 must stay where they are. And then technically, if we multiply 6 on both sides, can you see that's why we cross multiply? That's why it means the 2 multiply over and then the 3 multiply over. But the sign stays the same. So some of you forgot to multiply the 2 to the second term, which is a waste. Okay? So group all the x together. So you end up with a 17x here. Subtract the 38 on both sides. You get a 20 minus 20 here. So divide by 17 on both sides. X is this. But remember E-math, we want mixed number. So your final solution should give me this. So give me mixed number solution. Don't lose this kind of 1 mark. Okay, next one they say, explain why there are no positive values of x in this. So you can say since all the solution or all the x values in the solution set is negative. Okay, because x is less than or equals to minus 1 point something. Therefore, there's no positive values. That's all. Because you look at your solution set, it's everything on the negative side. Somewhere here. Right? So there's no positive x values in the solution set. So that is the only reason. Okay, time is distance divided by speed. So the distance is 294. The speed is x. So that's the first equation. Second, they say the speed increased by 6. So now it's x plus 6. So to find the new time is also distance divide by this new speed. So if you increase the speed, think about it. Will the time taken be shorter or bigger or longer? If you increase the speed, will it reach at a faster time or take a longer time? Faster, right? So actually this is smaller. This is the bigger value. So you all must think in terms of that. So wait, I will come. So when you look at this, it says that the ship arrived 70 minutes earlier than usual. Okay? Find the equation in x to represent this information. So if the difference is 70 minutes, you need to use the bigger to subtract the smaller one. So use this to subtract this. In the event that during the exam, your sign is different from what is shown here, during exam, you reverse them and try again. It will usually work. So the only issue, if let's say your final answer, the sign is opposite, you can suspect that you may have messed up this. Okay? So it's equals to 7 minutes. All these are in hours. So this one you also need to change to hours. If not, the equation is invalid. Okay, last one. To get rid of the denominator, actually you can treat this as one number. Multiply everything by x and x plus 6. So again, we check the first one. This one cancels out. So this is the first one you get. Second one, the x plus 6 cancels out. So you left with this. The last one, you just multiply this by both of them. Okay, that's it. So if you expand it out, the 294x cancels out. $1,764. Okay, so this one is already gone. No more already. This one, okay, is what you have. So let's just simplify the expression. This one is with the x. Okay, you want to get rid of the 6. So everything multiplied by 6. So you end up having 1764 times 6. So off. Did I do something wrongly? 1764. Correct, right? Why my number different? 1764 times 6. Okay, never mind. Right first. Okay, then this is 7x squared. This is 42x. So you shift everything to one side. Almost there already. But it still doesn't show what you want. You wanted to have x squared, right? Then you realize you are just forced to divide everything by 7. Shown. Okay, so where are the marks? Number 1, if you can write down this is your first mark. Second mark is making it a fraction, getting rid of the fraction. So if you multiply by LCM, you get the second mark. If you want, you can, but just that you'll be handling bigger numbers. Okay, then final answer is the show part. Okay. Then the solving part, I'm still quite surprised that some of you can get it wrong because your quadratic formula is still wrong. X equals to minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So you press the calculator, there's two answers. 136, 1 minus 42, is it? Okay, don't reject any because it is just solving quadratic equation. We don't need to consider the story. Unless they ask you why you need to reject the negative solution, you say speed cannot be negative. It is a scalar quantity. Okay, part E, they say for the usual duration. Meaning, if there is no increase in the speed, the usual duration we know is this one. So you just have to put in your correct value 36 and then go and calculate. Okay, you get this 8 and 1/6. But they say leave your answer in hours and minutes. Some of you wrote like that, right? So I know for sure this is my 8 hours. The 0.16, you need to change it to minutes. So you can take away the 8 and then multiply by 60. So so the 1/6, you multiply by 60. You get 10 minutes. Okay? Or you remember there's a button in your calculator that has a full stop, a comma, and then close inverted commas. So if you press this, right, they straight away will give you your answer. Okay, in terms of hours and minutes. When you press this, right, it will give you like that. Okay, this tells me this is in hours, minutes, and seconds. They already convert for you. So conversion has no marks. You straight away give me this as the answer, you get the answer mark already. So this feature, you can use it to get your quick calculation. This button in your calculator, I believe you can find it. The second of the 1, 2, 3, the third row. Okay, go and press that. You can get your answer directly. Okay, and then last one is the graph. Okay, graph other than you don't draw nicely, the second thing is the scale you use wrongly. That is another problem. Can I have a graph that I can take a photo? Okay, let me want this. You will also press that button to give you in hours and minutes. If not, you take away the whole number and type 6. So like 8 point something, right? You take away the 8 first, then the decimal by like 6. Okay. Let's use this graph. Which one? Okay, so let me back to this page. Let me copy this. You should see the art piece that some of your friends draw. Okay, first thing, it's the units. Okay, this one very important. 1 cm, 1 unit on the horizontal axis. So by right, this is 1 cm. So every 1 cm is 1 unit. So actually don't need to draw all this. Only draw from -6 to 3. So all these no need to show by right. Okay, and then from -8. So that means all these not required. But if you draw, they won't penalize. But just that your graph won't go beyond that. Okay, so this is your y-axis. This is your x. Okay, next thing is for y-axis, 1 cm is 2 units. Meaning this is 2. So can you see that every jump is 2 units? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. So some of you got this wrong. So you must get the scale correct. So it's axis. This is where you get your scale. The scale marks. And then we have the plots. Okay, also 1 mark. Okay, this is for 1 mark. And then the smoothness of the curve. Or sometimes they write C. So if you see APC, this is the marks allocated. 3 marks for the drawing. So I'll be looking out for the correct plots. Then the second thing is I will check the scale, correct or not. Then number 3 is all your curve must pass through all the points. So some of your curves are fantastic, very nicely drawn, but miss the point. Right, got 1 or 2 points, never pass through one. So that one I will minus for the smoothness of the curve. Although smooth, but it doesn't pass through my points. Okay, so this is how the curve should look like. And then they say, can you draw a suitable line? So this was the one that we had issues with the last time. So let me go through one last time. So this is my equation, original. This is my original curve. The one I've drawn on my diagram. Now they say, can you solve this? They want me to solve this by using my curve and drawing an additional line. So what they need me to do is they want my curve to intersect a line such that it solves this. So I need to tidy them up. I keep my minus x here. And then my minus 4x is not done yet. I need to add a x here so that I get minus 3x. I need them to be exactly my original curve. So same thing here. From my 0, I added in an x. Okay, next one is the 7 here. I have a 7 here. I need to make it 10. So I plus 3. So now I have 10 minus 3x minus x squared equals to x plus 3. This is the curve that I have drawn. This is the curve I have drawn. And it is equals to y, right? So this is the line that will intersect my curve. And when I rearrange them, it gives me this. So when they ask me to solve this, they are asking me to intersect my curve with this line so that I get back this equation. So what I need to draw now is this suitable line. This is the suitable line that they want. So suitable line, I go and plot any two x values I want. So for example, 0. So if I sub in 0 here, I get y as 3. If I sub in x as 1, I get y as 4. So I go and plot these 2 points out on my graph. So one is 0, 3. Let's say here. Okay, one is 1, 4. So here. Okay, so just put your ruler through and let it pass through these 2 points. And then draw the line. So this is the line that you will draw, and then you read the point of intersection. So the two solutions are, one is here, the other one is here. Go and read the point of intersection from the graph. So it looks like a minus 5.5 here. And then, okay, mine is not accurate, but I try my best. This is a 1.4. Okay, as long as your solution are in a range of acceptable error, we will mark it correct. Okay, the usual question that you have seen is when I ask you to solve this. This is the usual. I say solve this, right? This is my curve. So I'm drawing the line y equals to 0. Then you go and read these two x-intercept. But now it's not the same. So when it's not the same, this is what you do. Okay, so this is the only tough question in the whole paper. Other than that, the rest are not difficult at all. So by right, you shouldn't lose marks anywhere else. Okay? Is that the end of my lesson? I think so. Oh, I exceeded already. What's the next period? 11:40. Huh, your teacher not here? That means I'm late for the next lesson. Yeah? What?
So right, I subbing correctly, but I still got the wrong answer.
No, all this, the sign is wrong.
But I think,
The bottom is correct, but the sign is wrong. So this is minus 21. Then this is also, this one is okay. So this is minus. You just check the calculation one more time.
minus the
Yes. Yeah. This is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got red pen? Don't know what to do about the question. So this one is a waste. Okay. From the linear equation, you always want to rearrange to make one element the subject of formula. Don't make your life difficult. Make y the subject of formula. I have some of you make x. Then you purposely want to make life very difficult for yourself. Then you do this. Then you get 0.5y minus 4.5. Then you sub in. Okay, this is tougher. It is easier if you make y the subject of formula and just sub in 2x. Okay, but even if I tell you that you still prefer the other way, it's fine as long as you don't make mistakes. Okay, then the second one, always sub the linear into the non-linear one. So x squared plus y squared, 22x. Okay, and then when you square this, remember there's 3 terms. I still have some of you who purposely ignore the middle term. So it is 81 plus 2 times 9 plus 2x. So 36x and then 4x squared. So there's 3 terms in this expansion. Don't make mistakes here. And then the rest is just your normal expansion. Okay, so first mark goes to the substitution. You sub it correctly in, I give you 1 mark. Second mark is if you can reduce it to the simplest form, which is what? I got the answer. 5x squared minus 2x minus 7. So when you reach here, you get your second mark. So that's how we tell you're accurate in your expansion. And then of course, you need to show me your quadratic formula. So if you forget, you can refer to the first page. Okay, which gives you 2 answers. One is 1.4. No, minus 1. And then the other one is 1.4. Or 1.4 is correct. So these are the 2 solutions. So if I see that, you get your third mark. Last mark is to give me the coordinates of A and of B. So when you go and sub this into equation 1, you will get y as 7 and y as 11.8. So don't stop here. Give me the 2 pair of coordinates. So one is minus 1, 7. The other one is 1.4, 11.8. So 1 mark. 4 marks altogether. By right, this question, they should give 5 marks. Okay, but it's okay. Yes.
How come this one I didn't get method mark for this 2?
This one was wrong. Okay, the expression you got, right? So 1, 2. Okay, but because this one was wrong. Okay, actually this one I can give 1 mark. You have it back?
No.
Okay, give for 1 mark. I have. So here can. Okay, but the answer was wrong lah. So this one. Okay. Okay, B. Okay, can. Okay, so this is simultaneous equation. Make sure you get the 4 mark. Next is the completing the square. This is another point that you need to get your marks. So usually I keep the constant out. Coefficient of x squared must be 1. And then you add the 0 pair where you have this negative 3. Okay, so these 3 will combine into 1. And then this thing here, you'll be left with a minus 9 over 4. Okay, close back the square bracket. And then you expand in. So you should end off with this minus 2. So this is the completed square form. So A math, you will be given a quadratic expression where this is not 1. So you need to be able to do that. So when you can form the 0 pair is 1 mark here. Then another mark here for getting the correct form. If you just give me this directly, the 2 marks go straight here. Okay? And then final answer is to read the turning point. You want the x to take 1.5 so that the whole thing will be 0. And then the y is minus 2. So this is the turning point. 1 mark. So actually, A math is easy to pass and easy to fail because every question has a lot more weight to it. It is rarely 1 mark. Okay, it's a few marks in a question. Okay, so this is completing the square. Okay, we move on. Okay, this one. This one I need to emphasize. They say explain. When they say explain, you need to prove. Explain is like proving. You cannot prove, you cannot use what you want to prove. So they want you to prove that this thing lies entirely below the x-axis. So for a curve to lie entirely below, it must first be a maximum curve. So a lot of you forgot to mention that this is -1, which is negative. Therefore, curve is maximum. So if you don't mention this, you lose 1 mark. Next mark is the discriminant. You need to prove to me that it's less than 0. Okay? So 4k square. So if you expand everything out carefully, you will get -8. So since A is negative, D is negative, therefore the curve lies entirely below x-axis. Okay, or you can say it is always negative. Okay, so a lot of you lost the 1 mark here because you never mentioned that this is a maximum curve. This is important. So at the start, I cannot see you writing D is less than 0. Then you go and write all your discriminant, this whole thing. Less than 0. Cannot. You're assuming it's less than 0 from the start already. You can't do that. You need to prove to me that it's less than 0. So this is the important thing. Okay, next one. They say you have 2 x-intercepts. Yes. When you see the keywords like lie entirely below, lie entirely above, always positive, always negative. These 4 cases. Okay, when we need to mention A at all, is when you see words like always positive, always negative, the whole curve lies entirely above or below. Okay, so these are the scenario that you need to consider your A. Okay, next one is they tell you that the 2 x-intercepts are 1 and 5. So when you have x-intercepts, you can find line of symmetry. So add the 2 values up, divide by 2. So you know that this value here must be 3. Okay, because that's the x coordinate. Then they tell you the maximum y value must be 5. So that means k is 5. So I need you to mention h is 3, y is 5. Not y is 5, k is 5. So each one is 1 mark. No working, also 1 mark. Okay? But the last part, A, they need you to solve it. So you need to show some kind of substitution. So y is ax minus 3 square plus 5. You can sub in any points that will help you get the solution. So let's say we choose 1, 0. Okay, then bring the 5 over. This is 4. So A is 5 over 4. Is it correct? Yeah. Okay, so the substitution itself is 1 mark. The final answer here is 1 mark. So 4 marks altogether. Okay, so you can get marks quite easily, but you can also lose them quite easily. So just make sure you be careful. See, even the bird agree with me. Too quiet suddenly. Why all so serious?
Why so serious?
Where's the joke point? I'm thinking. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you know E-math, they can test you this. A-math, they can also test you this as well. Okay, just make sure.
Yeah, I think you should give us a timeline and then play it.
So that the bird can sing. No, we have to finish this. Okay, this one I need to clarify that a lot of you lost 1 mark here because the equation you created is not an inequality. So they say this curve lies above. When a curve lies above, it means it is greater than this. So curve lies above this line. So you need to show me there is an inequality first. Although some of you still can tell me discriminant less than 0 and so on, but you lost 1 mark here from not writing the correct equation. Okay, so I go and reshuffle them. And then I get this inequality. So this is like my new quadratic inequality that I need to solve. So first mark is where you are able to establish this correctly. Okay, next mark is we consider this graph. This is a maximum curve because A is less than 0. And then this tells me that the maximum curve is always positive. Huh? Did I write something wrongly again? How can a maximum curve be always positive? Plus, correct, right? Then what is the problem? Did I set the question wrongly?
No wonder we should get a mark.
No. Wait. Don't be eager to. There is no discriminant less than 0 here. Oh, okay. So in such a situation, don't even need to analyze this. We just solve the inequality as it is. So remember we have 3 steps. Maximum curve. Right? This is a maximum curve. So I sketch it. Okay. Next one is I need to go and factorize this. Okay. To make my life easier, I make it smaller. So that it's easier to factorize. Okay, so I need to find my 2 x-intercepts. So minus x, and then I have 4 and 2. Four, 2 is here, 4 is here. So it's a plus 2, no, a minus 4, correct? No, I need this to be plus. Cannot, so this one is the minus 2, is it? Yes?
Instead of dividing just by, can you divide it by negative?
Can, but you flip the sign. Oh, okay, then that's easier. Then I don't need to think about negative. So if I flip everything, then this is negative. So my curve must change, sorry. So this is a minimum curve. Okay, and then if I factorize, then my 2 x-intercepts are negative 2 and 4. I want the part of the curve that lies below the x-axis. So it's the bow. So my solution is between minus 2 and 4. Okay? So first mark with the inequality. Second mark, if you are able to rearrange it until any equivalent form, and then factorize, and then solution. Yes. No need. If you can just factorize directly from here, then you just go ahead. Okay? But make sure you do it accurately. Okay, next one is show that C is minus 4. Yes. Oh, so not done yet. Oh, then in that case, they are not going to award marks here because they want you to find the greatest integer value that is trapped between here to here. So you should see that is 3. Okay? So that means the answer mark is not here, the method is here, answer is here. Okay, next one, I want to show that C is equals to negative 4 if this line is a tangent to the curve. So when you have a line and a curve, you need to always make new quadratic first. This is the first step. When they give you two equations, make one only. So you sub one into the other. Once I see that you do that, I give you your first mark. Okay, then go and rearrange until it gives you the form that you want. Okay, then next it's, because it's a tangent, you know discriminant is equals to 0. So b square minus 4ac. So go and solve for the c value. Plus 12. This is gone, right? So plus 4c. Plus 12 plus 4c. I think I missed out something. Okay, I never simplify properly, right? X square minus cx minus 3c minus 3. So this is minus 3 minus 3c.
Is 2x. Minus 2x from the other side.
Okay, my bad, my bad. So minus 2x. Okay, so discriminant equals to 0 means b square minus 4ac equals to 0. So you go and solve for this. This plus 4. Okay, plus 12 plus 4c. So eventually, so what? 10 and 2. Eh, cannot eh. What did I do wrongly again?
16.
Plus 4 plus... Where's the 16?
4 plus 12.
Okay? So you will get C is minus 4. Shown. Okay, they want you to show that C is minus 4. A lot of you go and put in the C inside the equation right from the start and prove to me that discriminant is equals to 0. You cannot do that. Because that is not showing, that is using the result to show the result. Okay, which is not fair. Yes. Ah, yes?
Instead of putting lines about the line y minus 7, what if they put always?
If they say always positive, then they wouldn't give you a line and a curve. They will just give you a curve, then greater than 0. Yeah, can. Okay, so make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
Can't it be greater than?
If they say at least, then maybe can. But rarely they ask like that. Yeah. Okay, 6 and 7. 7 is another one that when they ask you to explain, then don't know what happened to you. Done? Can Okay, this one. Oh, anyway, the setter, which is Mr. Yap, right, asked me to tell you all that majority of the questions in your WA1 will likely come from chapter 2. That's what he says. So he said he told that to his class, so asked me to tell you all also.
For A math.
Yes, for A math. A math is Mr. Yap, E math is Miss Lau. Okay? So that means likely you will see a lot of quadratic inequality. So let's make sure you are very well versed with it. Okay, curve and the line intersect at two distinct points. When I give you a curve, when I give you a line, form new quadratic first. This is always the baseline. Form new quadratic equation. If you don't do that, then you cannot proceed. So x squared plus 8x plus 5 equals to mx minus 4. Rearrange. Okay, so this is your new quadratic equation. When you equate them, you get 1 mark first. Second mark is they say 2 distinct points. So you know discriminant is greater than 0. So b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so if you can see that this is a square minus b square, greater than 0. Then you can factorize straight away. So this is a plus b, a minus b. So you get 14 minus m and 2 minus m greater than 0. So this is quadratic inequality again. If you look, negative m times negative m, it is positive m squared. So it's a minimum curve. And then you have 2x intercept, one at 2, one at 14. And you want the part of the curve that is above the x-axis, so the tail. Okay, this part, the tail. So since the tail is the solution, you have m less than 2, okay, or m greater than 14. So this is your solution set. Okay, so knowing that it's greater than 0 is 1 mark, factorizing 1 mark, final answer 1 mark. Okay, next it says the straight line meets the curve at 1 point only, but it is not a tangent. So let's say this is the curve. Tangent means it touch at 1 point, right? So if it's a tangent means it's like that. But they say it's not a tangent, but only pass through 1 point. So how? So it must be a straight line, not just a straight one, but must be vertical. If it's like that, it will only cut at 1 point, no matter where you shift it. Okay, so you say it's a vertical straight line. You cannot just tell me straight line. Straight line can be like that, like that, like that, like that. So you must tell me it's vertical, parallel to the y-axis.
This is like straight line on the x-axis.
Like a straight line
On the x-axis.
that passes through. No, cannot. Cannot. Not precise enough. Straight line on the x-axis. This is also straight line. Yeah, cannot. Okay, it's not precise enough. Parallel to the y-axis can.
I mean, is it a vertical line mean it's parallel?
Yeah, so you use either one. Either a parallel, a straight line that is parallel to the y-axis or vertical straight line. Perpendicular, can. Yeah, so you all can be very creative. Just like one student, you know who you are. I ask for a specific value of A, P and Q, give me 67 and minus 67. I can't mark wrong. Okay, irritating, that's all. Okay, 7. This one, they say find the time interval where this thing is at least. So at least means you must write greater or equals to 144. They say at least you still equal to 144. So at least means you need to write this. Then go and rearrange them until you get the quadratic. Mr. Hashid, you also beatboxer. 2 of you can have a concert. Okay, so you shift everything to one side. What is 96 minus 144? 48. Okay, then to make your own life easier, you can divide by negative 16 throughout. then it will be a very neat equation. But just remember, you need to flip the sign. Oops. Okay, flip the sign when you divide by negative number. Okay, and then you can factorize easily. So, minimum curve, 2x intercept. I want the part of the curve that lies below the x-axis. So, my solution set is between 1 and 3. Okay, that's equal because this one got equal sign. So, it includes the 2 endpoint. Okay, so this is the time interval that it happens. Okay, next one, this is state the time at which the ball reaches the maximum height. So they want you to find the maximum value, which you can either choose to complete the square for this, or go and find the line of symmetry using the formula first. Remember, line of symmetry has this other formula to find. So you just do your negative b over 2a. Pick your b from here. Your a is minus 16. So you go and calculate. So it's 2. So the time that it happens, this is not x, sorry. Your x-axis is t in this case. The time where your maximum value happens is where t is equals to 2. So you know turning point, right? Maximum point is always the line of symmetry and then the maximum height. So they are asking you to find the time that it happens, which is this formula, one step. Or you want to complete the square also can. Okay, your choice. So if you look at this equation, right, they say you started off with throwing your ball on a platform that is 96 meters above the ground. So the ball was here. Then it reached a maximum height at t equals to 2. And then it comes down to hit the floor. Okay, so you imagine it took you 2 seconds to reach the maximum height, which also happens to be 96. Okay, and then another 2 seconds to come here, back to the platform. Okay, and then finally go further down to the ground, another 96. So the timing it takes for the ball to go 2 seconds to the maximum height, back to the platform, back to the floor must be more than 2 times the amount of time you need. Okay, so can you see this is 2 seconds? This take 2 seconds. This take another 2 seconds. Okay, but this last part, I don't know how long, but I know it's more than double the time. So if you want, you can go and calculate, but not necessary. They only want you to explain. So if you look at the answer scheme we wrote there, right? The ball is thrown from platform of height 96 meters above the ground. Okay, so if you want, you can say it takes 4 seconds for the ball to return back to the platform. Hence, more than double the time. To return to the ground. Okay, so just showing you that if you finally reach here, it will be more than double the time. More than 4 seconds. That's what it means. So just explain to them. Okay, another question that they like to ask is why do you have 2 different timings where the ball is at a certain height? Okay, one is because when you throw upward, at this time you reach this height, go up to the highest point, come back. At this time, it will go back to the same height as well. So you can talk about the upward movement and the downward movement where it hits the same height. So that's another common question they like to ask. Okay, but this is just a different one. Yes.